What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the Volvo. So I actually got these struts and everything for them. So there's the front struts, and then here's the rear ones. The springs are in the red box underneath them. These are all the tools I got, just a bunch of wrenches and pliers and stuff. We really shouldn't need like more than half of this stuff. You also need 2 of these jack stands and obviously a low profile jack. And yeah, so I'm really excited. These are Ebach 1-inch lowering springs. They were built for these struts. I'm very excited to see how low they drop the car. It's only supposed to be 1 inch, but for that car, it's 1 inch is a lot. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video, hope you learned something, and hopefully this works. Alrighty guys, so I already got the wheels off. To give you a better look at what we're doing here, these are the struts right here. That's what we're replacing. Oh wow, this one doesn't even have a bump stop on the strut. Look at that, it's missing completely. Anyways, so you're going to want to start by taking off all these little sensors and just pulling all this stuff out, making sure that everything is out of the way. Everything needs to be out of the way for this. What's going to happen is the lower control arm is going to be pushing the arm up, which is going to be fighting the strut. So to get the strut back in, what you're going to want to do is set it in there first, up at the top, and then bolt in these 3 bolts. And then once you get it in up there, you're going to want to push on this downwards, and that's going to give you the space to put this in around. And don't forget about your sway bar links either. Those are right there. Alright guys, so take all that off, and then it's just these 2 big bolts. Those should be the last bolts that you do. And then yeah, and then it's just those. Alrighty guys, so it's been about 5 minutes now, and I have taken out this sensor, this ABS sensor, and you don't need to remove the wheel speed sensor, that'll be fine. I got out the sway bar link, and I took the ABS sensor out of this piece right here. And then for the actual cord, it's that middle connector, and I just pulled this off of here, off that hole. You just lift up on this tab right here and it'll pull up. And I disconnected it and dropped it all the way down here. And that should be good to pull through underneath now, right here. And there's our wire. Alright, so now at this point the strut is ready to be pulled out from the vehicle. Alrighty, so I have pulled out the strut now. So it's just those 2 bolts and the 3 up top. I took this cap off of it, and I took this ABS sensor holder off of it. This is what you should be looking at. I almost tore my boot on my axle pulling it out. That would have been a terrible job, but I do have the boot, so it wouldn't have been too much waiting time. Anyways, so here's your sway bar link. Oh man, these need to be replaced soon. I bought pretty cheap ones. Make sure you do not cheap out on your sway bar links, especially. They are very inexpensive, and yeah, just do them right. You won't have a problem. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna go get the other strut, and yeah, later. Alrighty ladies and gentlemen, I got the strut in and secured. I just gotta put on the bolts. I already fastened those up there. And then I just gotta plug it in and put all the wires back on, and then put the wheel on. And once I put the wheel on, this side will be done, and I can move over to the other side on the front. And after that, we'll be moving on to the rear shocks. So, alrighty guys. moving on to the other side. It's just the same. I'll cut back to when I'm doing the rear struts after this, unless if I have problems with this side, in which case I'll tell you the tricks to them. Other than that, yeah, you'll see the rear struts in a couple seconds here. Bye. Alrighty guys, so I'm putting the sensor up on this front left side. It's pretty tight in there. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking this piece of rubber and I'm gonna be able to pull it up. So I'm just gonna make sure that it feeds under properly and doesn't get caught on anything as I'm pulling it. There it is. So I'm just trying to get this sensor in. There we go. You want to be gentle with the wires, obviously, on all these other ones. There's a bunch of other ones. And then you just want to make sure that you get it fastened properly down here so that there isn't any extra hanging on hot surfaces. And then you'll be done. Alrighty guys, I've gotten both wheels on, both struts on, secured and fastened. We are ready to drop and see how much this really lowers the car. So, gonna want to do this nice and slow with the orderly conduct. Very nice. Well, it didn't seem to drop it very much. It actually raised it. It might just be the setting it's on, but it looks pretty good, guys. Definitely worked. Alright guys, so for the rear you're going to need a ratchet strap. So I already put the bump stop in, as you saw, and I unclipped the wire from all these metal clips. There's one here, and there's one up there, and then the connector is up in there. You got to really reach for it. It's not too bad though. I already got this lower bolt out. It was a 15 right here, and these are 13s, and you're just going to unscrew these out. My hope is that the strut assembly as a whole will just drop out of the back, or drop out from the car, so that way I don't have to go on the inside, because I have the subs in the back. I really do not want to take these out because they're very heavy. So let's see how it goes. Alrighty guys, so I just ratcheted the control arms together right there on the other side to lower them. Now that should be able to bring the lower side off right there. We'll see though. I'm about to try and get it out, see what we can do. Alrighty guys, so I am in the trunk of the S60. And so what it's looking like is there's a 10mm bolt on the top right there that holds the rest of the strut in all the way. But yeah, I'm just gonna take out those 10s and then that strut should drop right out. Alright guys, I'll get back to you. Alrighty guys, so I got the strut out. The trick is to unbolt the nut from the center shaft of the strut. And so what that'll do is drop the get this piece over the control arms to get it out as a whole unit. So you basically have to take the strut out and assemble it while it's all shoved up in there. So basically what I'm doing now is just replacing this top unit, which actually doesn't look like it needs to be replaced, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway. So I bought the new ones and I forgot them, so I'm gonna go get them. But anyways, as you can see, there's your level sensor right there. And yeah guys, we're about to finish up this side with the strut. Getting it on is gonna be pretty hard. I've heard getting it onto this post is pretty hard, but we'll see what we can do. I do have my jack freed up, so if I need it, I'll use that. Alrighty guys, I'm about to wrap up the strut job. So to get the rear struts on, what I did was use the jack and I put a glove under it and I lined up the center of the shock mount, so I bolted on the main shock mount and then bent up these little tabs that go over the center nut, and then I aligned the center bolt that is attached to the strut up through the mount, so it's ready to be pushed up in. And so how I do this here is by lifting the strut and then hammering it onto this sleeve right here. That's where you're going to want to get the strut. Alrighty, so I am now hammering the lower joint on the bottom of the strut. I can release this. And it looks like I chopped up my gloves, so new gloves on the way. Out, and here's your bolt, and wha-bang, just like that guys. It's that easy. And then once you tighten this bolt up and tighten these bolts back up, you just put the wire back in and you'll be putting on the wheels again guys.